Gothic follower to tag team specialist to Mr. Money in the Bank to the rated R superstar to the ultimate opportunist. These are just a few names that describe one of the true legends of wrestling. Hello, everyone. This is Warhawk Beyond 2040, bringing to another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series. And after 25 years in WWE, Adam Copeland, aka Edge, has retired on Smackdown in his hometown of Toronto, Canada, after winning his final contracted match against Sheamus. Now, back in August 2022, Edge came out on Raw and announced that when SmackDown comes to Toronto, Canada in August 2023, he will compete in his final match and essentially retire. So, what we have been seeing leading up to this moment is Edge has been kind of on a final farewell tour, so to speak. And since Edge returned back to active competition at the Royal Rumble in 2020, Edge has kind of been on a very interesting path because, as we all remember, back in 2011, Edge announced his retirement due to a neck injury, which led to him forfeiting the World Heavyweight title after successfully defending it at WrestleMania 27 against Alberto Del Rio. And to say that this has been an amazing story for Edge would be an understatement. Since returning, Edge has had some excellent matches against AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. He formed the Judgment Day faction and helped create new stars in Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, and even gave Finn Balor a bit of a rub as well. And even the same for Dominic Mysterio as well. You know, it's been a very interesting ride for Edge, to say the very least. I've been a huge fan of Edge for a really long time now, since his days with The Brood and The Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness, to tearing it up in the tag team division with Christian, to going solo. I've followed Edge through the highs and the lows, and Edge has had a very interesting, amazing, and incredible career. And whether you love the guy or hate him, you cannot deny his passion not only to WWE but to wrestling itself. And he is 100% committed and loyal to what he does. And look at his career. He's had an unbelievable career. He's won a total of 31 titles. 11 times he's held the world title, a record 14 times as a tag team champion, King of the Ring, two-time Royal Rumble winner, the first Money in the Bank winner, five-time Intercontinental champion, two-time United States champion, undefeated at WrestleMania, undefeated at SummerSlam, you know, won the first two tables, ladders, and chairs match. This guy is a true pioneer. You know, he's really helped pioneer a lot of interesting concepts, and he's made a lot of history. For me, when I think of historic moments involving Edge, I still never forget the moment he cashed in his Money in the Bank contract at New Year's Revolution in 2006 and beat John Cena for the WWE title. The place went absolutely nuts. Me and my best friend, we completely lost our minds. We knew Edge was going to cash in. We just didn't know when. And when he did, it just blew our minds because we looked at it like this was a true culmination of someone working really hard to earn his spot. And for me, Edge is definitely one of the hardest working wrestlers in the company. He was never the face of WWE like Stone Cold Steve Austin or John Cena or even Hulk Hogan, but he was an important figure in his own right. Anything you gave Edge, he made it work. He could be a beloved heroic figure who you wanted to root for and get behind. He could be a real despised evil villain who you just wanted to punch in the face. And he was a master of riling up the fans and getting under their skin. There are only two other people who could really anger the fans like that: Vince McMahon and Triple H. And as far as being a true monster heel, Edge was definitely up there with those guys in terms of drawing nuclear heat on a radioactive level. Edge was always good at shocking the world with jaw dropping moments, like I mentioned already, cashing in Money in the Bank, whether it was against John Cena or The Undertaker. Edge always knew how to get people talking, whether it was in a positive way or a negative way. You knew when you left that arena, you were talking about what Edge did at the show. That's why I always look at Edge as the rated R superstar. He knew how to draw ratings. His title reign in 2006, although it only lasted 3 weeks, did huge numbers. Edge, as I said already, a true pioneer and a master of his craft, and 100% committed to what he did, regardless of what the situation was. Now, in terms of his retirement, choosing Seamus Blake as his final opponent was a very odd choice for a number of reasons. First of all, it's the first time him and Sheamus had ever faced one another, which I thought was even more bizarre because I was always under the impression that they had worked with each other, but they didn't. Edge winning his final match. I know some people have always said that you should always go out on your back. Not necessarily. You don't always have to go out on your back. I'm only in favour of going out on your back if it's doing the job to a wrestler who's on the rise, who's going to get a big push and go to the next level. But if it's against a fellow established veteran, there's no issue with me on that. Now, in terms of where does Edge go from here after 25 years, it's very hard to say. I know there's been some speculation about Edge possibly going to AEW and having one final run with Christian before he calls it a day. I don't know how much truth there is in that story. We'll just have to see when the next AEW show comes up whether or not Edge will make an appearance. I highly doubt he will, but in wrestling, you never say never. But I think for a guy like Edge, retiring in his hometown of Toronto, Canada, with his wife Beth Phoenix and their kids at ringside, going out on his own terms, I don't think you could ever ask for a much better and more fitting end for a career quite as successful as Edge. Personally, I would have gone with someone like Randy Orton as his final opponent, but unfortunately, Randy Orton is still not back from his injury, and it doesn't look like he's going to be back, but we'll just have to see on that side of things. But Edge going out on his own terms, he's 49 years old, he's going to be 50 in October. I think now is as good a time as any to bow out. And, Edge has been back in WWE now for well over 3 years now. He's done everything he's wanted to do. He's had some great matches. He's put a lot of guys over and helped make a few new stars along the way. And there's really nothing much else for Edge to do. He's got nothing to prove. He's already done it all. You can't really think of anyone who's done it all quite like Edge. He is one of the most successful wrestlers of all time. He's already in the Hall of Fame. So there's nothing much else for Edge to do. But if this is the final chapter, then I'm all right with that. As far as the AEW rumours are concerned, I'll believe it when I see it. But I truly think Edge is done here. but we'll just have to see how things play out, really. So that's going to be it from me. I am going to wrap this up now. What's your thoughts on Edge possibly retiring on Smackdown in his hometown of Toronto, Canada? Do you think it's a fitting final chapter for his career? What's your favourite memory of Edge? Is it when he cashed in Money in the Bank against John Cena or against The Undertaker? Turning heel in 2004, his partnership with Randy Orton as Rated RKO. What's your favourite feuds with Edge? Was it against John Cena, Orton, Undertaker, Ric Flair, Batista, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series, where I'm going to be taking a look at some very interesting periods in Edge's career in terms of the success and failures of those periods. So make sure you don't miss that. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening, and a special thank you to Edge for giving us 25 years of unbelievable memories, classic matches, and jaw dropping moments. You will go down as one of the true legends of wrestling. And many congratulations on a 25-year Hall of Fame career. You will forever be remembered as one of the absolute best ever to step into the ring, and I wish you nothing but the absolute best for your future and your family. Thank you, Edge, for everything.